particular, I'd like to thank all those members who've renewed their membership for another year, and especially the activists who've been out, including this morning, leafleting both for local council elections and for general recruitment. We're very grateful, obviously, to those members who've donated to us. We're looking forward to having a number of candidates standing in the local elections. We've been debating who those are going to be and where they're going to stand at the meeting. And we look beyond to the general election in autumn. We may for the first time be standing parliamentary candidates. That is a breakthrough, but we feel it's justified to raise the party's profile.
Indeed.
But to do even the local elections justice, we do need to not only leaflet, but to canvass. This has been shown in the past to be decisive in actually mobilising support.
Absolutely. I'm a firm advocate, and no doubt you are too, Jim, that to win hearts and minds of the electorate, it is essential to couple leafleting with knocking on doors, speaking to the electorate. Is this something that you would echo?
Absolutely, because a leaflet, Andrew Bronze has suggested on more than one occasion that a leaflet's actual lifespan is a few seconds before it goes in the waste bin. Obviously a well-designed leaflet will catch attention, but it's no substitute for an actual conversation on the doorstep, and for a number of conversations on the doorstep leading to a certain familiarity which might lead then to trust. Because at the moment there's an enormous mood of dissatisfaction with people perceived as being mere politicians. The electorate believe on the whole that most politicians are fairly useless, and once elected will do nothing to represent their views. That's why the turnout in the two recent by-elections was so low, 37 and 38%.
It's not called the Lib Lab Contric, or three names, one party for nothing, or as I call the Conservatives, the Conserve Nothing Party. So where people are rushing to vote out the Conservative Party, and people are thinking, oh, Labour are being voted for, and they're preparing their way for the general election and to take power in the autumn. It's not because people love Labour, it's because they don't love the Tories.
That's right.
And quite rightly so.
That's right. The recent elections simply showed that Labour won by default. I believe in one case their vote rose by 100 people, which is nothing, given 14 years of wasted Tory rule. All that's happening is that the Conservative electorate, the Conservative supporters, have perceived that the Conservative Party is no longer a Conservative Party. There's no real difference between the Starmer and the Sunak agendas. They're both middle-of-the-road, useless, soggy parties. They're longing for a real Conservative Party. Reform is being egged on by GB News as the answer to the right-wing's problems. But when you look at them on TV, you perceive that they're just another set of slick, smart-suited members of the same establishment class.
In actual fact, Reform are, when you look more closely at them, they are also cut from the same cloth as the Tories. They are a pro-mass immigration party. Richard Tice is on record as saying, and he's been recorded as saying, that he's in favour of mass immigration as well. 400,000 in, 400,000 out. They're net zero migration. So 400,000 go out, most likely native Brits, replaced by 400,000 who aren't. That's mass immigration. That's reform. That's them favouring mass immigration.
They're a neo-Thatcherite, cheap Labour party. That's why they're like the other parties.
Yes.
They encourage the importation of cheap labour to keep wages down, put British workers out of jobs, outsource our industries. They're the same mould. The only difference is they have a certain appeal to people who are frustrated with all the other parties. But if all they have to offer is that they're a different face from the same pack of cards, what is the point?
And basically they're hoodwinking the British public. They are, just like UKIP before them, they are a safety valve. If the British people want genuine patriotic nationalism to save this country in its darkest hour, then the British Democrats. Sensible patriotic nationalism.